Hi, my name is Erica Dahl, and I'm going to be discussing the advantages and giving comparison of embedded and liaison librarianship. I'll begin with giving an overview of what an embedded and what a liaison librarian is, then going into some of the similarities and pitfalls of each profession. And to conclude, I'll be examining what a possible future might hold for either of these positions. So let's start with the embedded librarian. The terminology came from embedded journalist, coined during the Iraq War to describe a journalist who was in the field, in the war zone, and in harm's way. Luckily for an embedded librarian, there should be no risk of an IED. But the idea of being fully immersed in your client's environment is the same. Being fully immersed into the department can be very beneficial for the main library because the embedded librarian's salary and budget should come from the client and not the library. The extent to which these librarians need to be immersed was addressed by Kesselman and Watstein. They suggested that embedded librarians monitor topics relevant to their client's research in order to bring other researchers together to collaborate. The embedded librarian's primary focus is bringing the library services to the client directly and tailoring those services to the client's specific information needs. In academia, the most important responsibility of the embedded librarian is dealing with information literacy. Information literacy is one's proficiency at accessing and retrieving information. The embedded librarian can impact the students and the faculty's information literacy skills if they are part of either the physical or the virtual classroom. A course management system, or a CMS, like Blackboard or Moodle, have made it easier for embedded librarians to become a part of that virtual classroom. Becker describes this interaction as meeting the client at their point of need. Students who have embedded librarians within their CMS are more likely to reach out to that librarian when they have questions, rather than accessing a reference librarian through chat or an email that way. Common duties of the liaison librarian include collections management, instructional services, and reference services. Livingston also adds enhancing the image of the library to those duties. But these responsibilities are the most common to be seen in a job posting, but a study by Atterbury and Finnell suggests that there is no definite list of what this job entails. While still retaining office space within the physical library, liaison librarians visit and interact with the departments assigned to them. The case studies reported by Henry show that many faculty prefer one-on-one, face-to-face interactions. The requests from faculty can range from simple to complex, but typically result in collections management. Many liaison librarians reach out to new faculty and faculty creating new courses to ensure that the library's collections don't present any gaps. While both these positions call for librarians to concentrate on a select few departments, most do not require that those applying have any special background in a field, although it does help. The collaboration and connection to other departments help these two kinds of librarians create a deeper understanding of their clients. The responsibilities of being aware and hyper-attentive to their clients' information needs suggests that these two positions are more similar than they really are. As was stated by Livingston, liaison librarians should have some focus on the image of the library. They interact with the faculty to market the services that the library has to offer, and to make it more appealing by finding the gaps in their collections. Embedded librarians, however, focus on the client with little affiliation to the physical library. Kesselman and Watstein suggested that the embedded librarians seek fellow researchers even for their clients. This goes beyond just going outside the library's walls, but going outside the university as well. The nice thing about these two positions is that they are extremely flexible to fit the size and the funds of the institution and the time that the librarian has to allot to them. There were two main pitfalls that were described by the literature in relation to these two positions. The first is that it's too much work for any one person to handle. Schulte described an embedded librarian in a CMS who dictated to her students exactly when she'd be able to check the discussion boards. This limited the amount of time that she was required to spend with this virtual classroom. Also, liaison models are easily customizable. They can be shared among as many librarians willing to take on a liaison role, and the degree of interaction can be discussed and established at the beginning. The second pitfall is the worry that faculty won't respond to the library's advances. This mainly has to do with the rapport that that library or the specific librarian has with the faculty. They can improve their rapport by attending open invitation, faculty or departmental activities, and other campus events which those faculty members might also be attending. Both the liaison and the embedded librarianships have futures to look forward to. Atterbury and Finnall surveyed LIS students to see what their knowledge was of liaison librarianships. The results published in 2009 showed that there was a lack of discussion then about the topic of the liaison position. Personal experience shows that that is no longer the case. It is more common nowadays to see either a liaison or an embedded librarianship program on college and university campuses. It is advised to start with a liaison program since they retain their office within the physical library and can establish a sound rapport with faculty members on which to found an embedded librarianship. If the trend of these two positions continue to grow in popularity, the future may see that either of them need a teaching degree or proof of specialization in the departments which they'd be servicing. Kesselman and Wachstein did a study with Rutgers University where the science, business, and information science students collaborated on a USDA project. On a project such as this gives non-information science students the experience of working closely with an information specialist. This can further increase the popularity of this sort of collaboration, increasing the need for more and more embedded and liaison librarian programs on college campuses. Whichever model a college or university chooses, well-implemented programs will show people just how important the librarian is.